broken back. It was probably spinal, was able to cook John Morant and the Grizzlies and get in the seeding game. So the playoff brackets are set up. You got the Lakers going against the Blazers in the first round. Lakers haven't been looking too hot as of late in the seeding games. Damian Lillard is the seeding uh, uh, games MVP. I mean, how do you guys feel about that first round matchup between the Lakers and the Blazers? And if you did see the game the other night between the Blazers and the Grizzlies, how did you feel about that game? Whoever want to go, AJ could go first.
Well, I didn't get a chance to watch the Blazers Grizzlies game. I mean, I saw the score.
Yeah.
But I'm rocking with the Lakers in the first round.
Oh yeah, I mean, Lakers are good, but
I think I'm gonna be respectful and give Portland a game.
A game.
A game. That's me being respectful.
That doesn't sound too respectful.
Yeah, a game. Like
I'm gonna give him a game.
Out of respect, I'll give you one.
I mean, but I look at matchups and I look at what LeBron and AD and the Lakers. I think it's gonna be just too much for Portland to overcome.
Yeah.
And especially if you've paid attention, historically in the NBA, Damian Lillard, he's a small guard, and it's really hard for a small guard to be the star of a team and carry a team without a supporting cast and win a championship.
Yeah,
it hasn't been done. Like, you look at Isaiah Thomas, but you had a Joe Dumars, you had a Bill Laimbeer, he had a roster around him, But Iverson's another example. Iverson wasn't able to do it when he ran to Shaq and Kobe, and I think with Damian Lillard being the guy, that go-to guy with his size, I just don't see how he's able to overcome a team with LeBron, AD, and the shooters they have on that squad. I think it's going to be too much. Which is why, like I said, I'm going to be respectful. Damian Lillard, he's a great talent. I'll give him a game. If they don't sweep him, I'll give him one game. But I think the Lakers will take it in 5 games.
I mean, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, AJ, but I kind of look at that matchup, right? Like the Lakers, like we talked about it last episode, where the Lakers, their continuity issues is they're kind of doing like a lot of plug and play, right? Like Dion Waiters, like the Lakers are very top heavy, so you have 2 of the top 5 players with LeBron and AD. But then the problem is when you look at the rest of the roster, they're kind of like a bunch of knuckleheads. We're including Kyle Kuzma, the Henny guy J.R. Smith, and Dion Waiters. So I look at Portland, in which Portland's it's a more of a complete team. They don't have the heavyweights like LeBron and AD. But CJ McCollum is a really good complementary piece to Damian Lillard. You also have Gary Trent Jr., who stepped up in the bubble as well. And then you have Carmelo, man. Carmelo's like, he's 15.4, 6 rebounds this season. I'm like, listen, man, it's one thing. LeBron had the storied career, right? LeBron has had the storied career from that 2003 draft class. But this could be Melo time to shine, right? Because listen, it's unusual circumstances, right? And right now, if you ask me who is the best player, because you got to remember, they emphasize that this is a whole new game, right? That's the slogan for the restart of the NBA season. It's a whole new game. And since this whole new game started, Damian Lillard has been the MVP of this whole new game, right? Behind Devin Booker, which we'll talk about the Suns a little bit, and TJ Warren. You know what I'm saying? So I look at this whole new game, and the only fault that I see with the Blazers is that as much offensive power they have, they don't have that on the other side of the ball, right? Because you think about it, they won a game with about 4 points with a Brooklyn Nets team without Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant, right? Karis LeVert is obviously a good player, but Spencer Dinwiddie's not there, right? So you win by 4 without these caliber guys, and they let Joe Harris go off. They let Karis LeVert look like an all-star. I'm not saying Karis LeVert can't be an all-star, but not yet, right? So I look at the Blazers like they're going to give the Lakers problems offensively, especially if Nurkic plays the way he's been playing in these seeding games. Listen, Nurkic, his responsibility is against Anthony Davis, right? Like, let LeBron James get his points. You have to kind of nullify Anthony Davis because right now, if you look at the Lakers, Anthony Davis is leading in all statistical categories except for assists, which in LeBron's 17th year is amazing because he is the assist leader of this season at 10.2 a game. So I look at what the Blazers are able to do offensively, and obviously they're a juggernaut on offense, but they got to be able. They have to find some way to equate that on the other side of the ball. I do give the Blazers a puncher's chance. I'm not saying it's going to go 7 because I'm not going to disrespect LeBron and AD, but they got some continuity issues. And I don't know what you're going to get from Kyle Kuzma because, listen, LeBron has taken a step back because I feel like he's proved everything. Like he said when he won that game, that playoff, that final series in 2017, when he came back 3-1, he felt like he didn't have to put his foot on the pedal. So, I got the Lakers winning. I do. Now, Marcus Smart, man, that perimeter defense is going to be tough because outside of Tobias, Tobias Harris and Alex Burks, and Josh, what's his name? I forgot the guy name, the shooting guard. He was from Miami. He's not really having a good season. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got Boston in this one, man.
Listen, that'll be an interesting series. Ben Simmons is out. Okay, that'll be interesting. Man, do you believe Boston's a better team this year with Kemba than they were with Kyrie?
Oh, listen, Boston's a way better team with Kyrie. I mean, with Kemba than they were with Kyrie, for sure. I love Kyrie Irving, and anybody who knows me, I love Kyrie Irving because he has that ball on a yo-yo. That ball is on a string. But Kemba gives you the same numbers with less attitude, and that's what I need from my star player. So I got Boston, man.
Okay, that's cool. How long has Ben Simmons out for?
I don't know. I think right now it's indefinitely. I don't know offhand how long he's out for, but he's definitely missing the first round. And I feel like he's going to miss the rest of the playoffs because Boston's going to beat them.
Okay.
Boston's a dangerous team. Remember, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and they took LeBron James and those guys.
I'm going to say this. I'm gonna stick with my pick.
Yeah.
But if Boston wins, then it won't surprise me.
Yeah. And then in the last game, we have Pacers versus the last Pacers, the number 4 seed, and number 5 Miami Heat. I got Miami Heat going. I think this is where the stars come out. Domantas Sabonis is injured, and Victor Oladipo is not living up to his All-Star name because he came back from a quadricep injury. I got Jimmy Butler and those guys doing work. I think they play good, solid defense. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn. I think all those guys, Jimmy Butler, not Hassan Whiteside, Bam Adebayo. I think Miami has this one. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And then we'll go to the West. We'll not spend too much. The most interesting one to me is the Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I love Luka Doncic, but I also love Kawhi Leonard. This one is going to be an interesting one. For me, I got Clippers winning.
I agree.
Yeah, Clippers winning? Clippers in 6 because I think Miami, and it's really all, not Miami. I think the Mavericks, I don't know what I'm going to get for Kristaps Porzingis. I love Luka Doncic, but he's only one man. But the Clippers are so deep, and the Clippers are actually the favorite to win the NBA title, which is crazy.
They are, they're definitely up there. That's wild.
That's crazy. And then we number 4, number 5, you got the Houston Rockets versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The Houston Rockets will be without Russell Westbrook. Obviously, Chris Paul for Oklahoma City is having an MVP caliber season, having the Thunder sit at the number 5 seed. I love James Harden. I love the beard because I got one, but I'm going with Chris Paul and the Thunder to beat the Rockets in the first round.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too, especially without Westbrook.
Yeah. No Westbrook.
Okay.
No Westbrook, man. Listen, the Thunder are deep, man. The Thunder are deep, man. And Dennis Schroeder is slated to come back. So Dennis Schroeder's a guy who could give you 17 a night off the bench for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I just think the Thunder are too deep, and they're going to surprise a lot of people. I actually have the Thunder as one of my sleepers winning the NBA championship, but it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper. It's a long shot. It's a long shot, but it would be nice to see. It would be nice for Chris Paul to get a ring because I think he has a storied career. I still think he's one of the top point guards in the league, and he's able to lead any franchise, man, even at the the old age of 35. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop saying that 30s is old.
30's not old. Listen, man. 30's not old.
Sports-wise, it is.
Sports-wise, yeah, you about to die.
That's
but yeah. So the next topic I want to talk about is the Seahawks. And
NFL, we're in my territory now.
Listen. And I get it. Everybody need Cuddy, especially in these quarantine times, right? I get it. And I understand. But my man, you are undrafted rookie from Oklahoma, right? He plays cornerback. Listen, you only got a $2,000 signing bonus because you were undrafted. Listen, I need you to do better, man.
Cuddy WAP just came out. He got excited. He was like, I need to see what they're talking about.
and I get it. But the crazy thing to me about all this is that he tried to masquerade her as a player. And I'm like, so the reports say that he had her in a hoodie and they, Seahawks personnel were able to see through the ruse easily.
Of course.
So I need to see the footage. I haven't seen the footage, but maybe the footage is on TMZ somewhere. But I'm just like, bruh, you gotta get your money. These ladies will be here. And I get it. It's quarantine. You're talking about months in a bubble. Self-discipline is something that athletes lack outside of their discipline of playing.
Actually, a lot of athletes do discipline themselves during their seasons. You'll hear there are a lot of athletes that choose to not have sex while they're playing. Yeah. They're like, I'm in my season, I'm getting ready, for a game, whatever it is. They don't have sex because all that energy, they need it for the game. And they have to keep their focus. Yeah. But then there are some that are like, I'm not really for the sacrifice for that long.
Yeah. Listen, there had to be a bye week and something where he could have snuck someone in or something, right? But it's just strange. Go ahead, AJ.
No, I agree. You're an undrafted rookie. That means you have more to prove in camp.
Yeah.
So he has much more to prove. And
he pulled a pro move. He should have waited.
Right?
The entertainment, everything else that comes with that lifestyle, it's always going to be there. So you just got to focus on football and do what you got to do. But you just not only you were undrafted, and then now this happens. He better hope and pray someone signs him.
Yeah,
it's just priorities.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at first, I did say it was a pro move, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's really not. He pulled a really rookie move doing that, especially if you're undrafted, because this is when you have everything to prove.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of teams in the NFL are kind of getting fed up with these young kids that come in and they have these attitudes, they're partying, they're doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, you see what happened with Odell. Odell was one of the best things that was on the Giants, but they got sick of him. They were because he was always acting up. He was always doing something. And what did they do? They gave him to the Browns. And now he has to show and prove himself on a team that's known for not really having the skill set. They're an underdog team. When he was on a team, listen, I'm a Giants fan. I get it. We suck right now. But we have championships. We have a reputation. We're still a solid team. And he was on a solid team and now he's not. And though the Browns are on the come up, he has to work from the ground up all over again because he couldn't get himself under control. It's no longer just about what you can do out on that field. It's about who are you as a person? Will you embarrass the franchise? Yeah. Are you able to take us to a championship and allow us to have a level of respect on the team?
Yeah.
We can't have just some kid that thinks he's hot now, so he can do whatever he wants because I'm about to get drafted into the NFL. And it doesn't matter if you thought first of all, the fact that he thought he could get away with it by
which is
disguising
crazy.
a girl as an NFL player.
Was the ponytail out in the back?
If she had a hood up, probably not. But still, like, I'm so sure she was smaller than the average dude on that team. Yeah. So the fact that he thought he could get away with it just shows to me up front. Like, honestly, when I first saw the story, I was gonna say, maybe you shouldn't have like completely removed him from the game like that. But now that I'm thinking about it, this move just tells me that he's cocky and he's young and he's dumb and he thinks he can do no wrong because he made it where most people can't. But the fact of the matter is, you haven't made it yet. Nobody has signed you yet. You're still nobody. You still have something to prove. And he got way too excited way too quickly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's the arrogance of it.
I don't know. I listen. I hear you. I'm gonna give a opposing opinion. It was a dumb move. That's a fact, right? I kind of feel bad for the guy because he was undrafted. He gets a chance to make the Seahawks roster. He does this one thing. He gets cut. I do hope that he gets another opportunity to play for another NFL team, and hopefully he learned from his mistake. Listen, it's the same thing like D'Angelo Russell, right? Like when he was on the Lakers, he did some dumb shit with Swaggy P, and the Lakers Magic was like, "Yo, homie, got to get out of here." Shipped him to Brooklyn. Went to Brooklyn, became an all-star. Now he has he got his money. He's on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he's doing things, right? Not saying this is the case that's going to be for this young man. My thing is, and Cheyenne, I understand what you're saying. He was acting like a pro because pro players know they could get away with certain shit because they got clout. This kid,
but they get away with it because they know somebody could see them and not care because this is a pro player. Like I promise you, if like Odell got caught sneaking some girl into his room or something, they're not gonna cut him. He's Odell.
No,
but he's gonna get a stern talking to, some kind of penalty of some sort, probably a large fine, but he's used to those. But when you're like, you haven't made your name yet,
it's crazy.
You can't do stuff like that.
His productivity on the field, which he hasn't even had yet in the NFL, doesn't equate for him, especially in these times, right? Like I get it if it was like normal circumstances and we weren't in the times where we were in with all the protocols that now these leagues have to protect their players. But the thing that was so dumb about it is like this coronavirus, this pandemic, it's real. And you risk the fact of bringing this in and contaminating one of the pro players, right?
Yep.
To the point where now they have to quarantine and they're not available for training camp. And I think Pete Carroll looked at it mostly like that, which would make sense. You have to cut down the roster to about 50 plus. I think they were at 76 when this guy was here. So they had to cut. You basically just cut yourself. But I hope the young man gets another chance because I think it's important to follow your dreams. Like Shia LaBeouf would say, don't let your dreams be dreams. But
just do it.
Just do it. But I think it was
That's the problem. He just did it.
Yeah. He went with the Nike logo. You know what I mean? He went with the Nike logo. But yeah, it could cause so much problems what he did, right? If it was regular times and it wasn't this coronavirus, the pandemic, listen.
See, I forgot about the pandemic. I was thinking like it was regular times, and even I'm still like, cut him because he's a reckless individual. He's just going to bring that team trouble.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. You bring that girl in, Russell, Wilson being the nice guy that he is, wants to invite the team for dinner. And here you got this guy who brought this IG model. I don't know if she was an IG model. I'm just assuming because if I was never mind. But, and he could sit down with Russell and all of a sudden Russell gets, positive results for the coronavirus. And now he has to miss the training camp. And now you're possibly starting the season without your star quarterback.
Yep.
Listen, it's important. It's important to follow these rules, man. Listen,
Yep.
if it's a bye week, get the buns, right? By all means, get the buns if it's a bye week.
That's what bye stands for, by all means.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But listen, you're undrafted, man. And I hope that he learns, right? It's one mistake. I heard he deactivated his Instagram, or he deactivated the comments. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I hope he learns from it. I hope he gets another opportunity. I'm gonna follow him on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, AJ, Cheyenne, I want to thank you guys for coming in and joining for another episode, man. It was a good time as always. I hope we could do more of this, even when Big Sherm come back.
More NFL, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's my territory all day.
Oh yeah, I got you. We gotta talk some Giants stuff too. We definitely gotta talk some Giants stuff.
Of course. But no Packers. We don't talk about Packers here.
Jeez. Oh, and Patriots. We can talk a little Packers,
no,
right?
we don't talk
Patriots all
Patriots
day.
either. None of that.
Oh my
God.
God.
Two P's over here. We all gotta go.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Why we want to talk about a franchise that doesn't know they haven't had a good quarterback in years, and the Giants. I mean, why we want to waste our time talking about them?
Listen, I don't know, but they got Saquon, so maybe. But listen, guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Let's Be Real. If you have any questions and comments, hit us up on lbrstalk@gmail.com. You can even come up with suggested topics, things that you want to hear us talk about. Make sure to check us out at YouTube at Let's Be Real Sports. We're on Instagram as well, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Make sure to subscribe, especially to the YouTube channel. And make sure to check out the LBRS Sports blog on Facebook. Big Sherm usually posts dope content in between episodes. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you again, AJ. Thank you again, Cheyenne. You guys have a good weekend as well. And that's another episode in the bag. Peace.
Later.
All right.
Later.